Rain kissed the city that night, turning sidewalks into rivers of reflections. The soft hum of jazz played in the background of a quiet, candlelit restaurant. Every table was filled with laughter and couples holding hands, except one dot at the far corner. A woman sat alone. Her name was Clara Monroe, 32 years old, a school art teacher known for her warm smile and big heart. But tonight, that smile had vanished. She kept glancing at the clock on the wall. 7 p.m., 7:15 p.m., 7:30 p.m. Her date, the man she'd been nervously waiting for, still hadn't shown up. She tried to brush it off. Maybe traffic, maybe nerves. But deep down, a small voice whispered what she already feared. You've been stood up again. The waitress, a kind older woman named Nora, came by softly. Would you like me to refresh your drink, dear? Clara forced a polite smile. Maybe just water this time. Her heart wasn't just breaking because of a stranger's absence. It was breaking from years of disappointment, years of believing she wasn't enough. The hook, maybe I'm just too much. She looked out the window, watching couples walk by hand in hand. She whispered to herself, maybe I'm just too much, or maybe not enough. The waitress overheard and placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. Sweetheart, maybe you're just waiting for the one who'll never make you wait. Clara smiled faintly, blinking back tears as the minutes turned into hours. The candles melted lower. Her untouched meal grew cold, and just when she finally decided to leave, wiping away quiet tears, she heard tiny footsteps and to soft voices, excuse us. Are you Miss Clara? Clara turned. Standing beside her were two little girls, maybe 6 or 7 years old, wearing matching yellow raincoats and holding small umbrellas. Their big brown eyes sparkled under the restaurant lights. Clara blinked, confused. Yes, I am. Who are you, sweethearts? One of them smiled shyly. Our daddy's sorry he's late. Clara froze. Your daddy? The second girl nodded earnestly. He said to tell you not to be sad. He's coming. He just had to park the car. And before Clara could respond, the girls giggled and ran back toward the entrance, where a tall man in a black coat was rushing in, slightly drenched from the rain. The first meeting Clara Monroe? The man asked, slightly breathless. She stood, still surprised. Yes, you must be. He smiled apologetically. Ethan Cross, and I owe you a huge apology. My babysitter cancelled last minute, and well. He nodded toward the girls waving at the door. I brought my whole world with me. Clara blinked, a laugh escaping through her shock. Those are your daughters? He nodded. Twins, Emma and Ela. They're adorable, Clara said softly, her earlier sadness melting away. Ethan sighed, rubbing his neck. I'm really sorry. I should have cancelled. But when I read your message, your warmth, I didn't want to lose the chance to meet you. Clara tilted her head, studying him. He wasn't like the other men she'd met through blind dates. No pretension, no arrogance. Just tired eyes and a genuine smile. Sit down, she said gently. All three of you. Dinner for fourth waiter hesitated at first, unsure about children at a date table, but Clara insisted. We'll have extra napkins and 2 chocolate milks, please. The girls beamed. You're nice, Emma said. You smell like flowers, Ela added, making everyone laugh. Ethan covered his face in embarrassment. They have no filter. Clara smiled. They're perfect. As dinner went on, something magical happened. Laughter replaced awkwardness. The girls drew little doodles on napkins while Clara told them funny classroom stories. Ethan watched quietly, his heart softening. He hadn't seen his daughters so happy since his wife, Lena, passed away 3 years ago. When he caught Clara gently tucking a strand of hair behind Emma's ear. Something inside him whispered, she feels like home. But he stayed silent, too afraid to believe in something beautiful again. The evening ended with the girls falling asleep in the booth, and Ethan carefully carrying them in his arms toward the door. Before leaving, he turned to Clara. Thank you for not walking away when you could have. She smiled softly. You showed up. That's what matters. He looked at her one last time. Maybe next time I can take you to dinner properly. No crayons, no spilled milk. She grinned. No promises. I kind of like this version." They both laughed. Neither realized that night would be the start of something that would heal all four of their hearts. Weeks passed, and what began as one accidental dinner became something more. Ethan and Clara started meeting often, coffee after work, Sunday park visits, helping the girls with art projects. Lily and Eel adored Clara. They'd run into her arms shouting, "Miss Clara," like she'd always been part of their world. But for Clara, every smile hid a quiet fear. What if this isn't real? What if I lose them too? And for Ethan, every moment brought a new ache of guilt. Am I allowed to move on? The wall between theme and evening, while helping the girls decorate cookies, Ethan got a call. His company was expanding, and he'd have to move overseas for a year. He hung up, sitting silently at the kitchen table. Clara noticed. "What's wrong?" He hesitated. "They want me in London. I'll have to take the girls with me." Her heart dropped. "That's wonderful. Congratulations." But her smile faltered. Ethan looked at her. "Clara, I don't want to leave, but I also can't ask you to uproot your life for me." She shook her head. "You don't have to ask. I understand." But when she got home that night, she cried silently, holding one of the napkin doodles the girls had made, a picture of the four of them holding hands, labeled "Our Family," the kindness that came full circle a week before Ethan's flight. The girls begged for one last dinner at the same restaurant where they'd first met. Clara arrived early again, sitting at the same table, the one that once symbolized disappointment. Now filled with memories. As she waited, the hostess came over and smiled. "Ma'am, there's something for you." She handed Clara a small envelope. Inside was a drawing, this time more detailed, the same four of them, but under it, the words, "Families aren't found, they're made." Tears welled in her eyes. At that exact moment, the restaurant doors opened and in walked Ethan, holding both girls' hands, smiling nervously. He knelt beside her table. "We cancelled the flight." She blinked. "What?" "I realized I already have everything I need right here." Emma climbed into Clara's lap. "Daddy said we're staying because you're our favorite person." Clara covered her mouth, tears streaming down her face. "I don't know what to say." Ethan reached across the table, taking her hand. "Just say yes." "To what?" she whispered. He smiled softly. "To being part of this family, not just for tonight, but forever." The ending that melted hearts. Months later, Clara moved in with them. She continued teaching, and the girls would run to her classroom after school every day. On her birthday, Ethan proposed, not with diamonds, but with a simple gold band engraved with the words the girls had written, "Our family is complete." And as they stood together, the man who feared to love, the woman who thought she was unworthy, and two little girls who taught them both what real family meant. The rain began to fall again outside, just like that first night, only this time, no one was waiting alone. Final CTA faceless video ending. She thought her blind date was empty, until two little girls walked in and changed her life forever. Because sometimes, love doesn't arrive when we expect it. It arrives when we're brave enough to stay. Tell us in the comments, do you believe family is something we find or something we build? Like, share and subscribe for more emotional, kindness-based, true-to-life stories. Because every act of love, no matter how small, can create a miracle.